What up, AOK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz, and just like that, we back with another one. Alright, y'all, so we got a video here today. This is 15 things you will see for the first time in your life. We gonna count how many things we see in this video that we've already seen before. I'm gonna count how many I've seen. Make sure you do the same and comment down below. I definitely haven't seen this video before, but we've seen videos similar to it. I will have the link to the original down in the description box below. This is a long video, so we're going to be here a while. Y'all boys girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
For the third time, we're going to show you stuff you truly won't believe. And as we all know, the third in the franchise is always the best.
The third? Oh. I know what you mean.
Godfather 3 is the fan favorite. We all know that. It's time to embrace the strange. These are things you'll see for the first time in your life.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Number 15. Horse falls.
What you mean?
Horses are beautiful, majestic animals that bring a lot of joy to people's lives.
Yes, they are.
But when you're riding them in events, they can also be quite unpredictable.
Yes,
they may be spooked by a jump or by a mistake they've made with you on their back.
Yeah.
You may even be to blame by doing something out of the ordinary or falling off unexpectedly. But it can actually be how you react to those situations that can make all the difference to the outcome. For example, if you panic, your horse panics.
Ain't that crazy? They feel what you feel.
Even if you're not outwardly panicking, your body may be communicating that panic and fear by being reactive or passive if your horse happens to be off balance.
It's crazy. It's amazing how true that is. It's like the horse can feel you. I'm telling you, we're connected. Everything is connected on this planet.
Believe it or not, you can prevent a horse fall by merely changing your behavior in the moment. If you notice imbalance occurring, which can be evident by legs speeding up, then stop. Pull up the horse and stop their legs, calm down, and prevent the feelings of panic. You can then gather yourself and your horse up and try again. Start trotting, gaining that balance you lost and your rhythm, then requesting that your horse canter again. Like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now, it's...
Hey, don't say that. It was a centipede crawling on my wall in my bedroom, right by my bed, a week ago. Why he had to say that? That's messed up. I gotta make sure I hit that subscribe button.
It's time for the odd topic. Most people have not seen a volcanic eruption, and to be honest, that's kind of a good thing, because they are the very definition of terrifying. During an eruption, tephra, lava, and all manner of assorted gases are expelled from a fissure or volcanic vent, hurtling up in the air. While magmatic eruptions are the most well observed, there are 3 different types in total, with the other 2 being phreatic eruptions and phreatomagmatic eruptions.
Well, I'm glad I'm watching this because I'm learning something today I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Magmatic eruptions are when the decompression of gases within magma propels it forward.
Okay.
Phreatomagmatic eruptions are the opposite. They're all about the compression of gases within magma. Meanwhile, phreatic eruptions don't involve gas at all. They are driven by the superheating of steam when it comes into contact with magma. All 3 of those options sound horrifying, and I know I don't want to be anywhere near a volcano when it happens.
No.
Remember to...
You breathe that in, you're done.
Comment down below with the hashtag oddtopic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. And now, to the next topic. Number 14.
Show it to me.
Uber lights.
Uber
We
lights.
thought we were long past discovering new things of any interest, but that's definitely not the case in Michigan back in 2017. Gem and mineral dealer Eric Rintamaki was on a beach in Lake Superior with a UV light when he found glowing rocks. To anyone else visiting without a UV light, they just look like any regular rock. because, after all, who typically packs a UV light when going to the beach?
Right.
They were standard gray rocks, but the mineral composite within them made them glow under the UV light.
Yo.
He named them Uperlights and sent them to Saskatoon University and Michigan Technical University for testing. The testing showed they were cyanite rocks that happened to be rich in fluorescent sodalite. Even though Eric wasn't actually the first person to discover the rocks, it was the first time they had been found in Michigan. His find confirmed that sodalite exists in Michigan, where it wasn't thought to exist. Scientists believe they come from glaciers in Canada. Since his discovery of the rocks, he now takes groups of people to the beach to discover them. Thanks to that random act of taking a UV light to the beach, his business is now booming.
That's dope.
Number 13.
This man goes down in history. He was the first person to discover that they were in his state. That those rocks were in his state. That mineral, whatever it was, I don't know the scientific terminology for this stuff, but that's really dope, man. It makes me want to go find some stuff and be the first. Maybe I need to take a UV light to the beach in Georgia, in Savannah, whatever.
Fish Cafe.
Fish
Seeing
Cafe.
a cafe with ankle-deep flooding always makes you feel sorry for the business owner.
Right.
They've usually got an enormous cleanup job ahead of them. Not to mention huge costs and lost business.
But there's cat poop in there.
Well,
I meant fish poop.
they make repairs. But when you walk through the doors of Amex Cafe, ankle-deep flooding is their reality year-round. And it's by choice. The owner, Nguyen Duakua, said he had seen plenty of cafes that you could visit to pet dogs and cats. Their popularity was taking off, but no one had explored the full potential of the animal cafe market. So, Nguyen decided to take it one step further and opened a fish cafe. He said he loved fish, was from a coastal city, and wanted to create a business that combined his hobby and innovation. He flooded 2 floors up to 9.8 inches, and these required around 1,320 gallons on each floor. He then invested in a triple filtration system, which kept the water clean. The main visitors to the cafe were students and young professionals, but also teens and families with young children. Aside from young kids trying to pick up the fish, he didn't have too many problems operating a fully functional cafe. Number 12.
Awesome. I want to go there.
Obsidian. If you're not a rock collector, then chances are you've never seen obsidian rock in person. This beautiful rock is most commonly found on Mount Hekla in Iceland, the Oily Islands off Italy's coast, and in Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming.
Dang.
Obsidian is an igneous rock that forms naturally after viscous lava from volcanoes cools down rapidly. It's a natural glass that's slightly harder than what you would find in your windows.
Dude. That's dope.
Unlike your window glass, it's also jet black, unless it contains iron oxide, and then it has red and brown through it too. Sometimes gas bubbles may even cause a beautiful golden sheen.
Can it be melted down to be used? I mean, I feel like it comes from lava, so I would think that the melting point would be extremely high, but that would also mean that it would be very hard too, right? Can nothing be used? I mean, can you not make anything with that? I'm pretty sure you could.
This type of rock is rich in silica, low in water, and has a similar makeup to rhyolite. Native Americans used to use it to create tools, weapons, and ornaments, and even ancient Aztec and Greek civilizations would use it for mirrors.
Nice.
It is by no means a diamond-grade rock, but when they're attractive enough, they are considered a semi-precious stone.
Nice.
Because obsidian has conchoidal features, which means sharp edges and smooth curves, some of the sharpest stone artifacts ever found were made from obsidian, including arrowheads. Number 11.
That makes sense. Arrowheads would be perfect for that.
220 stone cow.
What?
Typically, cows aren't all that exciting. They graze fields and occasionally end up on some people's dinner plates. But there's definitely something different about Knickers the steer. The neutered male from Western Australia stands out from all the other cows in his paddock, and it's actually saved his life.
I would trip out if I saw a freaking cow that big amongst all the other cows.
Knickers stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall, making him one of the largest steers in the world.
That's
the
crazy.
Holstein Friesian also weighs around 220 stone, making him the heaviest and largest steer in Australia. Woo. So much so that he's too large to go to the slaughterhouse. His owner, Jeff Pearson, said he'd be too heavy for the machines, and his cuts of meat would be too large. So the 7-year-old steer gets to live out his days on a 3,000-acre farm with his much smaller cow friends. Jeff said he'd fielded dozens of calls from all around the world when news of his huge steer got out. People were also wondering if he bred it to be that big or whether it had been pumped full of hormones. Jeff said they had no idea why he was so large, but said that steers typically go to slaughter when they're around 2 or 3 years old. If left to mature like Knickers, then who knows how large the average steer could actually get. Number 10. Cubs meet adult tiger. Remember when you were a child and meeting adults for the first time could be quite scary? They were so large compared to you.
I agree.
That's kind of what happens when tiger cubs meet adult tigers for the first time.
Very first time that Manecki's seen any cubs whatsoever.
Staff at the Australia Zoo in Queensland were keen to introduce Spot and Stripe, 2 tiger cubs, to the adult tigers at the zoo. The reasoning behind it was to make sure the tigers would accept the new additions when it was time for them to join them in the main enclosure. In the wild, unrelated tigers can easily injure cubs. They were gradually exposed to each other through glass before a meeting out in the open air took place behind a fence. At first, Spot and Stripe weren't all that eager to get close to Manecki, the large tiger, but before long, one of them was curious enough to edge closer for a look. Manecki started to make chuffing sounds, which is a non-threatening form of communication between tigers. So it's clear to see that the meet and greet went off without a hitch.
That's dope.
Number 9.
That's dope that they can pick up on certain behaviors of the animal to know if what they're doing is threatening or not. That's cool.
9. Compressing hot metal. There are videos all over the internet of people squishing and squashing things with hydraulic presses. It's strangely quite satisfying.
It is.
Especially as you get to see the insides of something like a golf ball that you don't typically see. But one hydraulic press user took that satisfaction to the next level by compressing hot metal. Very few of us have seen hot metal in person. We tend to just buy the finished result of what that metal makes. But seeing it in its hot, moldable form is genuinely quite exciting. As the press pushes down gently, an entire outer layer of metal appears to explode off it, likely from it being the coldest part of the metal. Then, with each amount of pressure applied, sparks fly off it as it gets shorter and shorter. Some people say the metal even looks like it's glitching, as if it were something digital rather than real.
It does look like it glitches. I never even thought about that.
If operators were to wait a little more, we're sure they would have continued to see layers burst off the metal until there was barely anything left.
Of course.
Number 8. Deep Ocean Strange Creatures. There's only a small chance you would have seen deep ocean creatures.
What the freak is this? Is this a Pokemon? Look like a freaking Artofkickz
in person. And if you have, they've probably been at marine exhibits. Animals like the Dumbo octopus and swimming anemone are rarely seen in person because they live at depths of thousands of feet below the ocean surface. The Dumbo octopus is the deepest living octopus ever known to exist. It tends to hang around about 13,000 feet below the ocean surface.
13,000?
They eat worms, snails, and pretty much any delicious snack they can find on the ocean floor. They also use...
It's crazy because it almost seems like there's less animals down there, but the ones that are down there, you don't know them very well. It might be a few species you never even seen.
use their fins to propel them through the water, along with a process known as jet propulsion. The swimming anemone is equally as unusual. They are called the flowers of the sea and bury themselves in gravel, mud, and sand on the sea floor. If they aren't doing that, then they're attaching themselves to rocks and boulders. They're definitely quite simple creatures. What's more, the swimming anemone has stinging cells. They use these to capture prey to eat and for protection from getting killed by other sea creatures. Number 7. Yosemite's burning waterfall. As if we needed anything else to happen.
How far is Yosemite from? Never mind.
2020. Great, now our water's on fire. Well, that's not entirely true, but it sure does look like it. Has anyone been to Yosemite National Park to see the horsetail fall? It's a sight to behold, and it's worth seeing at least once. At first glance, the waterfall looks like lava cascading down a waterfall instead of water. But it's not fire at all. It's water that's been illuminated by the setting sun. The waterfall is seasonal and only occurs when the snowpack begins to melt towards the end of winter and into early spring.
You can see it. That is crazy. That is like nature work at its finest. This water is being illuminated by the sun.
A fiery orange color under the right conditions, so you really have to time your visit right to see it. The sky has to be clear, and it has to be between mid and late February. What's more, the sun has to be at just the right angle.
You see, so specific to make this illusion. That's crazy.
To create the illusion of burning water. Even if you visit in what you think are the right conditions, a small amount of haze or clouds can ruin the experience. Number 6. Glass loaves. It's quite essential to have a hobby in your life. Some people play sports in their downtime. Others draw, write poetry, or knit. But Lauren Stump from California has an altogether different hobby, and it's one that results in beautiful works of art that you'll likely never see anywhere else. Lauren Stump is a glassblower and stained glass artist that has stunned the world with his creations. More recently, he created glass loaves called marines that consist of layered glass rods. The rods aren't chosen at random, though. They are carefully layered together to create detailed pictures. From the outside, you can't really tell what the glass is. It just looks like a large block of different colors. It's pretty, but nothing special. But it's when he cuts the glass like a loaf of bread that the real magic happens. Those layers form stunning, detailed pictures that he never knows are gonna work out until he makes the cut. Given his experience in past works, though, you can nearly guarantee that he won't fail in delivering a stunning piece of art. Number 5. Romain Langlois. It takes talent, skill, and patience to be an artist. And it's clear that Romain Langlois from France has all 3 of those things. Especially when you see what he can create out of everyday materials. The self-taught artist used to work at an architecture firm, but wanted to work as a sculptor to extend his knowledge and talents in design projects. He wanted to create sculptures that also considered our environmental impact and the relationship between an item and the space.
That looks so dope.
He did a short course to gain some theoretical training, then taught himself how to be an artist. Over time, he taught himself to work with plaster, clay, quartz, and wood, and even tried all kinds of techniques to bring his work to life, like chiseling, modeling, and polishing.
I love this rock.
Now, he's made a name for himself and holds several exhibitions with his latest pieces. He's even become popular in the contemporary art world, especially with his bronze sculptures. People worldwide jump at the chance to purchase his work, and many of them have been on display in famous art galleries and museums. Isn't it amazing what a change of jobs can bring about? Number 4. Phone airbags. There's an old saying that gets thrown around quite a lot. They don't make them how they used to. You can use that saying for appliances like washing machines, and even for homes that are a lot plainer than they used to be. But most people know it's also true when it comes to mobile phones. Remember when you used to drop your Nokia 2280? It would hit
Woo.
the ground and be more likely to break the flooring than the phone itself. If you so much as threaten to drop a modern-day smartphone, the screen will shatter.
Yes.
German student Philipp Frenzel came up with a genius solution to our weak modern devices.
Wenn sich das Handy im freien Fall befindet.
I wonder.
Active dampening.
There it is. I was about to say, I wonder how much the little things, the pillows or whatever you want to call them, the little retractable arms that protect the phone, I wonder how much they like secure themselves and go away before the phone drops. Cause like he dropped his phone and they came out mid-air.
Phone case that, when dropped, will release springs to make it bounce when it hits the ground. It's designed to feel the fall and react so that you don't throw $1,500 down the drain. The cases are not for sale yet, but Philip has acquired the patent and even received an award for his genius invention.
Dang, he even got an award already and the case not even out. Damn, I sleep need this case though. I stay dropping my phone.
Be one of the first to be buying one of these, that's for sure. Number 3. Giant mechanical street performing machines. Imagine waking up, looking out your window and seeing giant mechanical animals and machines.
I think I've seen this before.
Walking the streets. You'd think, damn, I did.
Yo, they made the body look dope. It looks like a person's body.
Didn't have robot animal takeover on my 2020 bingo sheet. However, it's no animal takeover, but a performance as part of the French street theater company La Machine Show. Known as Le Gardien du Temple, the show was held in Toulouse Place du Capitole Square, and it was an exciting event for thousands of people.
I wonder how much this machine costs.
Giant mechanical animals performed in the streets, and they traveled through the center of the city so everyone could see them up close and personal.
That's crazy. Spider!
There were 2 huge robotic puppets called Asterion and Arion, along with a giant spider that we really could have done without seeing. People were also treated to a 50-ton Minotaur, along with live music and many other fun forms of entertainment.
Why they got everybody that's performing music so high off the ground?
The performance back in 2018 attracted more than 600,000 people.
600,000, goddamn!
Most of which followed the giant animals through the city streets.
That's
the
dope.
detail of the mechanical animals was incredible, and each had a team of people making sure they moved in all the right ways. Number 2.
For as many hours as y'all had them out there too, like I feel like that's a feat in its own. Like to keep this thing active for all these hours.
2. Squid skin color change. For a long time, scientists and researchers have been trying to design products that can change color as quickly and as efficiently as squid. Somehow, these sea creatures can change from brown to red to rainbow in an effort to camouflage without much time or effort.
Let me see it. Let me see it change.
Being able to replicate that effect
Yo, that's how their skin look when they're changing colors?
with off-the-shelf products has been impossible.
They look like they can it can individually change the colors about them.
So researchers are now trying to work out how the squid changes colors on a molecular level. By doing so, they may eventually be able to replicate it. They found that the skin of squid contains 2 light manipulating structures that can produce different colors.
Look at that.
Their chromatophores, which are organs close to the skin's surface, use elastic-like sacs of pigment that stretch to form color discs as their muscles contract. As light hits the pigment, they absorb the wavelengths and reflect a narrow color band. Further into their skin, though,
That makes sense.
they also have cells that reflect light. They scatter the light and bounce back a sheen of iridescence. This discovery has allowed biologists and chemists to gain a better understanding of how their skin works.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Number 1. Matt Thomasello. Skateboarding is a fun pastime
Yes, it is. I used to do it a lot.
for many people. And
That was not Matt Thomasello, whoever they call. That guy that did that trick was Rodney Mullen. And that was... I can't even name Rodney Mullen tricks, man. That was crazy though. What was that trick? I gotta see it. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Fat Thomasello. Skateboarding is a fun pastime for many people.
Ah, crap. What did he do? I can't even tell what he did, and I know the name of most tricks.
And it's also a quick way to get from A to B if walking is too dull or slow.
Kickflip board
Fat
slide.
Thomasello, though, it's more like a way of life.
Yeah.
Somehow, he manages to defy the laws of what a skateboard and its rider should be able to do.
That's crazy. That was
Look
crazy.
out, this guy is a skateboard rule breaker. What he manages to do
Woo!
with his
Kickflip dark slide.
is-
Kickflip out. What? I've never seen a wheelbase that wide before. That was
rule
crazy.
breaker. What he manages
Look at that mess. He's rolling. He's not even doing a dark slide. He is rolling on the wheels. And he kick flips out from the bottom side of the board where there's no grip. That's
to
hard.
do with it, his board is downright
That is
impressive.
crazy.
He can skate towards something, hit the board against something,
Boom.
then
Let it flip.
land straight back on it. He even manages to ride a board that's broken
Yo.
in two before linking the two pieces back up together.
Yo, that
From
kickflip is
jumps
crazy.
and ramps to crazy flips.
Yeah, no, the dude is sick. But this is Rodney Mullen. I keep mixing Rodney Mullen in here, man. Trying to fool somebody.
And other mad maneuvers.
That's Rodney Mullen.
There's very little this guy can't do with a board. But he doesn't just stick with your average skate park obstacles either. He
Yo.
gets creative by using trampoline
Yo, this food 360 flip upper wrap onto the back of this freaking statue of a frog.
pogo
That is control.
sticking, and under flipping.
Pogo sticking, under flipping.
He is the
That was a dark slide. Not dark slide. That was a primo slide.
master of skateboarding and could probably give Tony Hawk a run for his money.
Oh my God. Don't put Tony Hawk in it. He could not give Rodney Mullen the run for his money, though. Or maybe.
We just
Rodney Mullen invented most of these tricks.
hate to think how many scraped knees and elbows and broken bones he's had to endure before he got this good. Okay, so we
Maybe not that many, because it looked like he stick to flat ground. He's not jumping off of big stuff. Whoever that was in the last clip, that wasn't him jumping off of big stuff. But man, y'all, this video was fascinating, cuz I learned a lot today. But y'all know what time it is. You like this reaction, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the video is going to be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy on the gram and Twitter at Artofkickz, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. See ya!